Alright, pay attention. Okay, least common multiples. Try to keep this short. What does the word least mean? Aaron. Smallest. What does it mean to have something in common? They're similar, they're the same. And what is a multiple? What is a multiple? Give me a multiple of 8.
16.
Okay, so let's do multiples of 8. We have 8, then what?
16.
What else?
24. 32.
40.
Okay, we'll stop there. So multiples are basically like when you're counting by that number. Okay? So 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 8 would be 16. 3 times 8 is
24.
The multiple is the product of the two factors being multiplied. Okay, but it's when you count by that number. You understand what a multiple is? A multiple is going to be big or bigger. A factor, so factors of 8 are what?
1 and 8, 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Factors are smaller than the number. Multiples are going to be bigger than the number. Okay? So let's make sure that we clarify that. Alright, so when it says find a least common multiple, we can do this just like greatest common factors. I could have these two numbers. Let's say I have 8 and 10. And I say, what is the least common multiple of 8 and 10? So one way of doing this is you could list multiples. So we just listed my multiples of 8. I'll do it again. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. That's the ones we just listed. Okay, list my multiples of 10.
10, 20, 30, 40,
Do we see one that they have in common?
40.
And that would be the least common. That's the smallest one that they have in common. Would they have another one in common?
Yeah, 80.
Okay, we could go all the way up to 80.
80, 120,
So you'd find a pattern, 80, 120, 160. So it counts by what?
10.
It counts by
40s.
40s. Every 40th one, they would have a least common multiple. Okay? So that's one way of doing it. Again, these were easy numbers, weren't they?
Yeah.
Your numbers aren't always going to be that easy.
So you can do the cake
So
method.
you can use the cake method. And here's what's very important about this lesson is understanding how the cake method works in this case. So I have 8 and I have 10. You do it the exact same way until the very end. So what goes into 8 and 10?
2.
2. It's the only thing that goes into 8 and 10.
4
I divide, what do I get?
4 and 5.
What would my greatest common factor of 8 and 10 be?
You have to plus.
No. This is exactly how we do greatest common factor, isn't it? What's my greatest common factor? 2. That's my GCF. Now, in order to find the least common multiple, make sense of these numbers. What do you think I need to do?
Okay, so you gotta times 2 times 4.
So 2 times 4
And then that equals 8, and then you do 8 times 5.
times 5. And notice what letter does that kind of make there?
An L.
Makes an L shape. Not a perfect L, I understand that. But that's a mnemonic, that's a way you could remember it. So when you use cake method and you're doing least common multiple, look at the L here. You're going to make an L. You're going to go through the outside and the bottom row. Okay, let's do some bigger numbers.
24 and 42.
Sure, 24. I like it. And 42.
2.
We can list factors. I'd have 24, 48, 72,
6 goes
96. It gets hard after that, doesn't it? 42 gets harder. So use the cake method. What goes into 24 and 42?
6.
Let's go smaller, just so I can show you.
2.
2. 12 and 21. Even, odd. What numbers do you think of? Okay, you start with odd numbers. Even can't go into even and odd. So if it's
3.
odd and even or even odd, start with 3. Does 3 go into either of those?
Yes.
Yes, it goes into both. Good.
4 and 8.
4 and
7.
then go to
Oops.
4 and 7.
No.
No, so I'm done. What is my greatest common factor?
3
2 times 3
is
is
6.
6. That would be the greatest common factor, right?
Yeah.
But if we want to find
but
the least
then-
common multiple, what do I do?
You have to times.
You have to
4
time
times.
We make
so
what letter?
6, and 6 times 4, and then
Good. We make the L. We go straight
24
down, and then we go through the
Over
bottom.
and it's kind of like an L.
So 2 times 3 is
6.
6 times 4.
24.
24 times 7.
Don't know. Don't know. 168.
168 would be their least common multiple. All right, thanks, Jimmy.